Wrapping up this week of Omnigeddon is this reprint of Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 3, so join me for an overview. Before getting started, a huge thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us a copy of this Omnibus. This Omnibus came out this week, and it feels like it came out with like 45 other Omnis, but I guess it really wasn't as bad as 45, but there were a lot. The Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 4, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Rick Remender's Captain America, Justice League Bronze Age Volume 3, Adjectiveless Spider-Man, all three covers. Just to name a few of the Omnis that came out along with this one. So here we have Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 3. This is the second printing. So it did come out a few years ago, and here's my first printing with the standard edition cover. Again, this being the standard edition cover for the new printing, and the cover to issue number 82 for the direct market cover. Alex Ross and Jack the King Kirby. And of course, with the new printing comes new spines. This is what the new spine design looks like. You have a picture of Sue Storm down here underneath Lee and Kirby. These are bigger, bolder Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Volume 3. I think in the standard edition, you have a different picture than you do with Sue Storm there. And I apologize, she is Sue Richards at this time. And here it is compared to the back. So they've taken out the blurb from the back to make the images bigger. And the contents are down here in smaller letters. The ISBN is smaller. The first printing retailing for $99.99. The newer printing retailing for $125. Under the dust jacket, we have a newer logo. I do believe the image here under the dust jacket is what you get in the standard edition spine. They threw crystal in there. And then, of course, the back. Now, before I get this book open, I did want to say that the printer, I think, threw mine around at the post office, so this one got banged up really bad. So, I mean, that's what the review copies are for, though. So let's get this open, talk a little bit about the story, and then compare it to the original printing. So, opening up this Omnibus, continuing the tradition of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby working on the world's greatest magazine, containing issues 61 through 93 and annuals 5 through 7. Some very important key issues happening here. And this is something almost unprecedented, but if you look at the credits, whenever I look in Omnis, I always like to point out the credits, because I like to acknowledge the people that worked on the books. But this is insane. This stands alone because hardly any Omnis do this. And that is where the writers are just one or two people and the penciler is just Jack Kirby. That is unprecedented. I can't imagine any other Omnis besides the Silver Age books where it was more where it was just one person. Most of the time it's at least two or three people. The inkers, Joe Sinnott mainly doing most of the inks here. I believe there's an introduction here by Joe Sinnott in this one from the Marvel Masterworks, Fran Giacoia, and then the letters, and of course the colors at the time unfortunately weren't credited. But here's your table of contents. Yeah, there is a introduction by Joe Sinnott, and here it is. It's a one-page introduction. And if I remember correctly, I remember reading it when I last reread Volume 3 of the Omnibus. He talks about what a privilege it was to work with Jack the King Kirby and how much time it took him to ink the Kirby Crackles, I think is what he talked about, or those beautiful splash pages. He didn't want to dishonor him by making his art look bad, so he had to make sure that the inks looked good. And Sinnott, I mean, did an amazing job. For 95% of the issues that Jack Kirby drew, Sinnott inked in the Fantastic Four. Letter pages are included again. And we have, like I said, some key first appearances. We have Blastar here. We do have a certain Kree. Now, the Kree did appear in the pages of Fantastic Four Volume 2. We have the Return of the Inhumans. But there's a certain Kree that appears through these pages here, and is probably popular because of the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And of course, I'm talking about the Sentry guard. No, I'm not talking about this. But he does make an appearance here. The Sentry, the Kree Sentry, does make an appearance here to kind of foreshadow the oncoming Kree that's about to appear. And that is Ronan, the Accuser. So this is his first appearance here. And it's crazy because Volume 2, how do you top Volume 2? How do you make a more epic story where you have this thing, this monster, where you have the Galactus trilogy, where you have the introduction of Black Panther, the Inhumans? Well, you just keep making it a well-oiled machine is what you do if you're Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and that's exactly what both of them did. They kept with the stories, just making them more epic and throwing a bunch of sci-fi elements. As a matter of fact, this is the Beehive Society story here. These Beehive scientists that awaken this character known as him, I believe. Yeah, right here. So they awaken this character known as only him, but don't worry, he'll be more fleshed out later. You may recognize him as a certain Adam Warlock. Sorry, I was trying to think of a joke, but I couldn't. I used up all my dad jokes earlier today. So here's annual number 5, which is the first appearance of the Psycho Man, but also holds an important thing that happens in here, because this is where Sue reveals to the rest of the team that she is carrying a child, that she is pregnant. And that child, of course, will become Franklin Richards. But let's keep going to showcase some of this wonderful artwork in here. Let's go to issue 73. This is one of my favorite issues, because this is one of the few times that Jack Kirby got to draw Spider-Man. And this continues from Daredevil number 38, I think. And it's really cool because Stan Lee wanted the Marvel Universe to be one connecting universe. If something happens in Daredevil, it has to happen in the pages of the Fantastic Four. I love that about the Marvel Universe. It's so connected. And yes, throw in some beautiful Jack Kirby artwork drawing my favorite arachnid there. There's the return of Galactus when he's hungry again and he feels guilty going back on his word because he said he would not eat planet Earth. So he's like, hey, somebody find me freaking Silver Surfer so he can go find me a planet. I'm starving over here. That's pretty... Oh, this guy named as the Punisher, I think. And then we also get... there's the return of Psycho Man, the Wizard. But I wanted to come to this annual right here. Annual number 6. Which is the first appearance of Annihilus. Look at that spread page. That is freaking awesome. Jack Kirby just, like I said, by now it's a well-oiled machine. His art is just perfect. To me, this is the best Jack Kirby. This, you get Fourth World, and then you get him to come back for Eternals. That 2001 adaptation. But this annual right here serves as the introduction of Baby Richards. So that's right, Baby Richards is born here, and, well, he doesn't have a name yet, and he won't have a name until the 4th Omnibus. So Sue takes a back seat. She decides to not leave the team, but take a break. So then Crystal, for the very first time, becomes a member of the Fantastic Four. She's the very first person outside of the original 4 to become a full-fledged member. So much so that she gets her own costume. And her and Johnny during this time have, a certain little thing going on. So you also get the return of the Inhumans in here. And of course, what is a Fantastic Four story without their biggest antagonist? And that is Doctor Doom. Look at that splash page. That is freaking awesome. Jack Kirby just firing on all cylinders. There's also other surprises in here that you can find out for yourself. Hey, Mole Man. And it does end in a really weird story where Ben gets kidnapped by these people and they take him to... Oh, wait a minute. They take him to like this gangster style place. But you do get this awesome annual. This was really cool because you get to see the people that work behind the scenes. Now, there wasn't Facebook or social media back then, so you couldn't find these people or the internet to see what they look like. You have to go back to these kind of things. So here's pictures of all these wonderful folks that put these stories together. And then you get the Not Brand X, 6 and 7 back here. As far as the extras, same as the first printing. It's identical. You get all these extras back here. All these original art. Original pencils. That is crazy that somebody actually owns these original pencils. So along with all the pencils, you also get the covers for the reprints right here. Marvel's Greatest Comics. Reprinting just different issues of the Fantastic Four in chronological order. You have the trade paperbacks here by Alan Davis. Covers by Alan Davis. There's a lot of extras back here. That's one thing I haven't mentioned yet. The book has 952 pages, and then these are from the Marvel Masterworks, the trade paperbacks that were recolored. Now, when I do a comparison, please keep in mind that your book is going to come in mint condition, nothing like this that was smashed up. So it kind of did dent some of the artwork back here. But hey, like I mentioned, it's a review copy. But now let's do an art comparison to the first printing. See what it looks like. What am I talking about? We got to look at the eye first. This book was printed at the Donley printer. Not much of an eye, but I've only just properly opened it up 2 times. So after some readings, I think it'll be better. So the comparison, the original printing and the new printing here. The bookend pages, of course, looking different. This has the classic look to it, the marble finish to it, and this has more of just a grayish tone. The Fantastic Four, Omnibus Volume 3. Alright, so the Josenot intro is 1 page here, with the font being smaller, whereas this, for some reason, they decided to change it. Interesting. This is more of like you will find in the Marvel Masterworks. But the page count and everything is exactly the same. Just to see. So if you notice down here, both printings, not just the new printing, you can see a little bit of the other side. Again, I always remind people, the lighting in my videos are pointing directly at the book so we can have less shadows. So it's not your usual lighting, but just wanted to point that out. Colors are a little more vibrant in the newer printing. They're a little more dull in the original printing. You can tell in the blues here. Now let's look at some covers. The cover art looks identical. We have a black border around the cover. And the colors, actually it's weird. The colors in the original printing look a little more vibrant on the covers, but in the internal artwork, it's the other way around. The new printing has more vibrant colors. And like I said, it's not very noticeable. It's just a slight little change. But you can tell in the blues. Now let's look at the spread double page here. So in the old printing, this is the way that it lays over. In the new printing, this is the way it lays over. Now you're going to get very minimal gutter loss because the way that some of these spread pages were done, they were broken up by frames. So you're not really missing any of the art. And just showcasing how the books lay over towards the middle of the book. We're at page 532. And then towards the back of the book. The only thing I wish they had added in the new printing, if they were going to make that Josenot page 1 page instead of 2, is the standard edition cover by Alex Ross. Even though I know it was another image used for something else, but it would have been cool to add it here for the people that got the direct market cover. But that's it. That, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this book, don't forget to check out our sponsor. If you live in Europe and are interested in pre-ordering or purchasing Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping of €9.90 for EU countries, extremely careful and sturdy packaging, emails are answered within 24 hours, and they have a superb selection of new releases and out-of-print books on their website. Just head over to waltscomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code nearmintcon, all one word, at the checkout for free shipping to all EU countries with your first order. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They pride themselves on packaging your books so they arrive safely in an excellent condition as well as prompt and helpful service. Check out the bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. CGN is excited to announce that they are now taking pre-orders. They're making it easier for you to ensure that you don't miss out on the hottest releases. CGN is currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, let them know that you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. This promotion is valid for U.S. customers only. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount and quality shipping and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this omnibus. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking it up, if you already own it, if you are picking it up, which cover you're going to go for, and what you thought of the stories, if you've read these stories as they were coming out, or if you read them in reprint, Epic Collection, or Masterwork format, whatever format it is. I'd love to know what you thought of these stories. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. All of that helps with the YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing. More importantly, everyone, stay healthy, stay safe, and much love.